This morning on Which Way Nigeria, let's talk about the Naira and the Great Fall. With the rate at which the Naira is falling, it just might find oil. The Nigerian Naira has witnessed a gradual decline in recent years, sparking concerns among economists, policymakers, and citizens alike. Worthy of note is the drastic pitfall the last 1 year has seen. Oh, Naira, how the mighty have fallen. I remember the days when we traded in Naira and kobo. Do you remember these good old days when we could buy bread for 5 Naira, fresh hot double bread known as solo bread? At the time, pure water sold for 50 kobo, biscuits sold for 25, for 5 Naira, I believe. And if you took 20 Naira to school, automatically you were the biggest boy or the girl in the class. Because the days you would choose to buy food from the canteens known as Mama Put, you would order rice 5 Naira, beans 5 Naira, meat 5 Naira, plantain 5 Naira. A full plate of 20 Naira food will fill one's belly and one's heart. And no, I'm not a dinosaur. This didn't happen 100 years ago. Even though now it feels like centuries ago. This was what life looked like in the 90s, in the 2000s, or Y2K era, if you so prefer. Such good times, right? Now back to reality. The journey of the Naira in the past 1 year has been chaotic. Its strength failing and falling to depths that we never could have imagined possible. And you know what's worse? It keeps falling. Scratch that. It's crashing. What is the worth of the Naira measured against the US dollar? In January 2023, the exchange rate of the Naira to $1 was 400 Naira. 1 year later, and a dollar is worth over 1,400 Naira. On the 14th of June 2023, the administration of President Bola Tinubu, through the instrument of the Central Bank of Nigeria, introduced measures to curb the free fall of the Naira, chief of which was the floatation of the Naira and the unification of the official and parallel market rates. He said this was done earlier on in his administration to save the country from financial hemorrhage. This then meant that the rates were to be decided by the forces of demand and supply. But like the Gen Zs would say, this policy was not and is not giving what it was supposed to give. In July 2023, the Economist Intelligence Unit, an arm of the Economist of London, said that the CBN lacks experience in conducting monetary policy under a float, and the need to control rapidly increasing inflation will become more acute over time. This is a position that many agree with. Now, when popular singer, songwriter that many of us know and love, John Bellion, sang his song with the lyrics, "I'm at an all-time low," I bet he hadn't heard of the Naira. The accompanying fears are that the further the Naira falls, the more it prevents influx of the capital needed to stabilize the exchange rates. We're seeing businesses folding every day. Foreign investors are leaving the country because of the difficulty of doing business in Nigeria. Now, the core reason for doing business, of course, is profit. And investors need to manage the risk. President Tinubu will have to do a lot of traveling to convince investors, but I don't know how much that will change, if the Naira isn't yet stable. The CBN reportedly has injected additional $500 million into the foreign exchange market to help settle all legitimate foreign exchange backlogs as soon as possible. Will this help us? We don't know anymore. The average Nigerian is just tired of what seems like the implementation of trial and error policies. We want, need, and demand financial stability. As a means of mitigating the harshness caused by the removal of fuel subsidy, the federal government decided to provide 35,000 Naira to each of its employees, a move that organized labor have referred to as a provisional solution, even as they pushed for a review of the minimum wage in 2024. Today, the 30th of January 2023, the federal government will inaugurate the Minimum Wage Committee. The purpose of this committee is to recommend a new national minimum wage for the country. Great news, right? But how much is really enough? No amount can currently measure up against the downward spiral of the Naira. With every passing day, the purchasing power of the average Nigerian drops drastically. By the time the committee is done with its review, what will be the exchange rate? 2,000 Naira to $1? I'm already hearing some people saying, God forbid, I reject it. Even me, God forbid, and I reject it too. But we all said the same thing when we first heard projections of 1,000 Naira to $1. And what is our reality today? Does the federal government know a way out of this conundrum? Does the CBN have any other tricks left to turn around the plight of our currency? Will the day ever come when the strength of the Naira is not measured by the US dollar? That one is a conversation for another day. Well, too many questions, no answers yet. We just need the Naira to stop falling. This economy, they carry us go where we don't know. President Tinubu, help us. These are my thoughts this morning on Which Way Nigeria.